All right, Jim, we got to talk about Disney. Big, mega budget. John Carter coming out, and
well, you know, I'm wondering. I know this is a very contrary view. What happens if there's actually decent word of mouth for this thing? I'm just pointing out that everyone's decided it's going to be out of the movie theaters by the end of the week. But you know, Disney decided to cut back the number of movies it made, but was going to put a lot behind the movies that it did make, and so this really was not what they needed to happen, because if you're going to do only so many movies, it's not like they're going to have another 3 movies that are coming up right now going to get rid of the taste in their mouths. Time Warner has an amazing movie factory, and it's really interesting to see how Time Warner seems to have a very lower risk profile on movies than Disney. That said, if Disney closed movies other than cartoons, say, and just put more money in theme park, you have China One coming up, and ESPN. I mean, you can see that Disney, I mean, obviously they can't get rid of film because that's the fundament.
right,
but,
I mean, the Pixar.
Right, that's the fundament, but I think that they should be doing cartoons more. They do the best. They do
Right,
the
they
best
really
animated.
do.
So what would happen if they just decided to go in? You don't have a lot of animated bombs. Now, I think that this was an aberrant thing that happened. I think that the guy had been a totally bankable guy. One of the reasons why I don't like the movie business is that it's so hit or miss. Everyone's always said that. I once heard Spielberg talk about the notion of that, you know, people didn't want to do some of his best movies that people thought were like, well, that's not going to be any good.
Well, who would have thought the artist would have done as well as it did? And John Carter had a pretty good cult following on those books.
Yes, the Ever Rice Burroughs. So look, it's the luck of the draw. What I was surprised at was the cost. I think we're going to look back and say it wasn't so much that it was may have been a bomb, but the cost of it just seems out of control. And I think maybe the lesson there is don't make any movie more than $100 million. If you can't, then just don't do it.
All right, so if they get all this negative press on this John Carter, do you go in and pick it up?
If it were down, but it's not down.
I know, it's starting to go up. Maybe everybody else thought, I'm going to jump in.
You know what? Look, I got to tell you, the theme parks are doing well despite gasoline going higher. ESPN turns out to be this franchise where it is loved. It's a loved franchise. And you know, look, they do make the best animated movies in the world. So I would have come in here today and said, buy Disney at 40 because John Carter's a bomb and it's down.
All right.
But the stock's not down. OPCO recommended it. And it looks like it's smooth sailing for Disney.
All right, so don't count Disney out on John Carter.
Out. Thank you. This market is
stock tickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're getting